early December, I was stalked and harassed by a man who I think found me from social media and flew out here from the other side of the country and found my house and tried to come inside my house multiple times, and I'm here to talk about it. So if you've been wondering why I've been missing and haven't been posting as much, that is why. It has taken a lot of time and energy, and also now that things are starting to come to somewhat of a closure point, I just have needed a lot of time to process and find ways to feel safer for me and my family. Starting December 9th, I got a phone call from an unknown phone number, and it was this man who I obviously had no idea who this person was. I didn't recognize his voice. I picked up the phone after I had gotten maybe like 5 unknown calls, and I was annoyed at this point, and I was gonna like answer the phone and be like, stop calling me, who is this? But I picked up the phone and it was this guy, and he was like, Melissa, and my heart kind of like came out of my chest a little bit because I didn't recognize this person's voice and he sounded like he knew me. And I was like, hi, I don't know you, who is this? And he was like, you know me, come on. And I was like, I don't know who you are. Stop playing games with me. Like, if you're the person who's been calling me, stop calling me. First, he refused to tell me who he was. And I stayed on the line with him for just a minute because I was trying to understand what this person's intention was. I was a little freaked out. And he was like, we've been in a relationship for 7 months. Like, you're supposed to move out to Florida. And he sounded really just emotionally distraught. And I was like, I don't know who you are. I'm not moving to Florida. And he was like, well, your name is Melissa and you have blonde hair and your son's name is Adrian and he just broke his foot. And he started naming off all this stuff about me and my son, which made me very uncomfortable. And I was like, that is all public information. And at this point, I was starting to think like, oh my God, did this person get catfished? And does this person think that they're in a relationship with me? Because he had mentioned like, we've been talking on Telegram, and he also had mentioned that he had sent me money. And I was like, sir, you have the wrong person. And I said, it sounds like you've been catfished, and I am so sorry if that's what has happened to you. And I explained to him, like, my mom was catfished before. She sent money to this person, a lot of money. And I said, I'm so sorry if that happened to you, but I'm telling you, I've never had a conversation with you in my life. I don't know who you are. And when he had first said that we were talking on Telegram, at the time on the phone, I didn't even know what that was. So I was like, what is that? You mean Instagram? And he was like, because I was thinking maybe this is like a follower that I've had exchanged some DMs with. And he was like, no, on Telegram, like we talk all the time. And I was just like, dude, I don't know. I don't even know what app that is. And this guy just sounded so distraught, and he was like, please don't tell me, please, please. And I was like, sir, I'm so sorry. I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm a little freaked out, and I'm going to ask you to never, ever, ever call me again. And I hung up the phone, and that day I ended up getting like 4 or 5 more calls from this unknown phone caller.